Hi, everybody. I am Breanne Marie with Breanne Marie and the Front Porch Sinners. Today, I'm having a discussion with Vicky Emerson. Hi, Vicky. We do the wave thing on Zoom now. It's awkward, but we do it because it provides connection. So I'm talking with Vicky today because we are going to take you through the evolution of a song. A very important song, by the way. It's one that's coming out on our brand new album, Juniper. So before we dive right in, I wanted to have Vicky share a quick introduction so you can find out who she is.
My name is Vicky. I live in Minneapolis. I'm an Americana songwriter. I have been playing music ever since I was 6 years old, and I play the piano, guitar, and I love to write songs. And my last album was Steady Heart, of which I produced on my own. Only 3% of albums are produced by women, so I would love to see more women do that. I am also a part of the Home Fires, which is a duo with Sarah Morris. We've been touring up until COVID all over the place, all over the nation, and now and during COVID, it's just sort of taking a break. I've got 2 little kids, and they keep me plenty busy.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, I am a big Vicky Emerson fan. Thank you for taking the time to join me for this discussion. So I wanted to share with people who are following our band and this album coming out, and just fans of music in general, why I reached out to you, how I reached out to you, and then what we did with the song. So I'll start off by saying that a little over a year ago, I had these, what Sarah calls brand new little baby songs that I had written. And I've written songs in the past, I've recorded albums in the past, but I've never worked with a producer. And it seemed a little daunting to hire a producer and work with them on an album. But pre-production or pre-pro was something that seemed a little more attainable. And it was being suggested to me that these songs that I had written would do really well with some shaping and arranging help from someone other than myself, who was really too close to the work. So the names, though, that were being suggested to me were all men. And I just felt like if I go with a male producer for pre-production, I'm going to turn into that little kid being told what to do. And there might be some feelings of, I don't know. So I started to look out there at who in the Twin Ports and Twin Cities music scene was doing their own production and who was doing well with it. So at the same time, I was gathering a great playlist of artists that I've been a big fan of, and I was starting to discover of all these female Americana musicians. And those 2 actions double down when it came to you, Vicky. You shone above all of those. Your last album, Steady Heart, your song, Good Enough, shook me to my core. I mean, that song is, if you don't know that song, you guys go look that up. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. But that song, the way that all of your songs are shaped, and then the playlist that I was listening to, I thought, this is it. And you were not seeking out projects to work on at the time. But I reached out to you and I said, Vicky, I'm Breanne from Duluth. I have brand new little baby songs. Have you ever thought about helping another artist produce their work? So we got together. We met once in person, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had this fantastic meeting. I felt like we hit it off right away. We knew what each other was looking for with this project. And I think we were both motivated by the challenge of working together at a distance and on songs where this felt new for both of us, but also really familiar. Mm-hmm. So after that, I sent you all my songs in demo form, and demos are a little scary, y'all, but we are going to share with you the original demo that I sent to Vicky. Scary, cringy, use whatever terminology you like, but I'm going to share my screen here so we can listen to this. This was back in September. Oh, let me make sure I'm sharing the audio first. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're just going to play about 15 seconds of this. Listen to this. Chasing ghosts again this week, looking for you in my sleep. Went to all the places we would go. All right. right. So I sent this demo to Vicky along with all the other songs. This particular song, Too Tired to Cry, is a really emotional one. If you've been following my music for a while, you know that a lot of it comes from grief, loss, heartache, and this song has all of it. It has it in spades. And so Vicky knew the backstory of these things, and she had all the lyrics, the lead sheet, and then of course this really raw demo. And so then Vicky, what did you do at that point?
Well, I think uh, you know, you have the story, your personal journey, right? And then you have feelings in this song that are from the journey, right? And so I think my job was to see how we could give that story tell it the best way possible for a listener to come into your story, you know? And I mean, absolutely, you can hear the grief and loss in this song, and it's how, and I think sometimes when songs are so personal, sometimes a listener can go, "Wow, I don't know how to get into there," and so sometimes the way that we shape it, you're providing a door for the listener to come and sit with you instead of feeling that they can't relate. And so I felt like the song is important in that way, that I wanted to help you get a door into that. And so it's just trying to kind of shape it with chords and also provide a little bit of some melodic lines to really warm it up. And I think you nailed it.
Oh, thank you. Well, let's share some of your notes. So what you would do is you would reply back via text, okay, Breanne, I checked out this song. And then you would give some suggestions and you would also play the song. So I just want to play for everyone on this video a couple of your thoughts with the specifics of the song. So let me share my screen again with sound. Let's listen to that.
So I was thinking like the first verse is just probably you and an acoustic guitar. And then in between the verse and the second verse, I'm going to ooh something like maybe that's like a piano or it could be electric guitar, just a nice line or a fiddle. And then I think the band should come in kind of like brushes, really kind of like a nice Americana-y kind of beat, but kind of on soft and let the song build. And then I put some different chords in like the solo because to kind of take it a different place.
All right. I loved every time you sent me a video, it was yes, yes, yes. And it's funny because I was being really critical of what you were sending, but you were hitting every single checkbox, everything that I was kind of thinking. And I think that's why we worked so well together. It was almost like we were reading each other's mind. But when I write these songs and I stick with them, I hold on to them, and they're really personal. When you're a songwriter and you write this song, it's not that you're defending where it is, it's just you start to think about what should and shouldn't be when you write a song. And so I was critical every time I would watch your video, and there are some things that I didn't take with some of the songs. With this song in particular, every single suggestion, I think we took it.
Oh,
I mean, what are your thoughts?
And I think that has to be one of the jobs as a producer too, is to get out of the way of the artist. Like I think it's, give people options, things that you could hear working, but then ultimately I think it should be the artist's choice. Now you can work with other people who won't feel that way, but I do. I think I feel like you're an accomplished songwriter and musician, and I think these songs came from such a very personal, pure place. You know what you ultimately want it to sound like. I mean, I think I've worked with several different producers, and they've gifted me the ability to really have options and to weigh in on certain things. Some songs I was like, this is completely wrong. You know what I mean? And then you have to scrap it and start again. That's part of the process too. But in pre-production, that's kind of the fun part where you really get to kind of shape it and then shout out some options, and then that's up to the artist to go back to the band and then work on that, and then the song will reveal itself.
Yeah, beautiful. I had some confidence issues going into this. We talked about that. I feel like I'm conflict avoidant when it comes to working with others. So I wanted to make sure I was coming to this band family of mine, these friends of mine, with my voice, that this is really how I hear the song being based on all this research I've done and this work I've done with Vicky. And now I want you to hear it. Now let's work on it in the room. And I trust my band to make suggestions. But this time was the first time I've ever said, actually, I'm not hearing it that way, but let's run it. Let's run it and see how that sounds, because it's not how I hear it. And I just felt like I for the first time could say things like, no, that's not it. And that was scary for me, I'm the peacemaker. I want everybody to be happy and holding hands and be peaceful. But I really treated this entire album, Juniper, like I gave it the work it needed. And when I tell people this is the best work we've ever done, I am very serious about that. It's not lip service. I'm very serious. This is the best work we've ever done. And I think a big part of that can be attributed to the work you and I did, Vicky, where we are shaped and reshaped and arranged, and with so much intention behind it. And so we took these songs to Sparta Sound up north with Rich Mattson. We recorded, we brought in a studio drummer, Chris Petrak. He was amazing. And he listened to all of those notes, those mixing notes that we had. We had, on this track in particular, we had just such a groovy bass line that we decided to highlight in the beginning. And we used that melodic line that you talked about, which turned out like goosebumps, right? I feel like Jennifer Lopez, I got goosies, it was so exciting to hear that in the studio. So thank you so much, Vicky, for taking the time to work with us.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was such a treat for me to hear you grow into your creative self with this album. You can hear the growth, and then to hear the demo today was like, yeah.
I love that you're taking that positive spin on it. I hear the demo and I just kind of, oh no. So we're going to play the final track for you, the final recorded mix. I just got it from Rich Mattson last night. That's how we'll end this discussion today. Last reminder, we are within a Kickstarter campaign today, November, what is it today, the 7th, 6th? Somewhere around there.
It's the 7th.
It's the 7th. That means we have 14 days left on this Kickstarter campaign. We are so close to goal, less than $2,000 away. Pre-order this album, this song, along with all the others by going to the Kickstarter link, which I'll put in the comments anywhere I post this video. Thanks again, Vicky. And then I'll share my screen and y'all can hear the final version of Too Tired to Cry, the final mix from the studio. Here you go. Thanks, Vicky.
Chasing ghosts again this week, looking for you in my sleep. Went to all the places we would go, like that pawn shop downtown, the one with all the old guitars.